Hi there, friends. Welcome to this exciting journey through the world of batteries. Imagine this. Thousands of years ago, in a dusty old land, people might have been playing with electricity long before we had light bulbs or phones. Isn't that wild? Let's dive right in and uncover the secrets, like opening a treasure chest full of sparks and surprises. Our story begins way back in ancient times, around 2000 years ago, in a place called Mesopotamia, which is now part of Iraq. There, archaeologists found something strange and wonderful: the Baghdad Battery. Picture this: a simple clay jar about the size of your hand, with a copper tube inside and an iron rod sticking out. It had traces of something sour, like vinegar or lemon juice, which could act as an acid. Scientists think this might have been an early battery, used to make a tiny spark of electricity. Maybe for plating gold onto jewelry, or even for healing pains with a little shock. But here's the fun part. Some folks wonder if it was more magical. Could it have powered ancient tools or lights? We don't know for sure, but it shows that even back then, people were curious about energy. Now, let's wander over to the Great Pyramids of Egypt, built around 4,500 years ago. These massive stone wonders have always sparked mystery. Some dreamers think the pyramids weren't just tombs. Maybe they were giant power plants. There's a wide idea that the pyramids used water from the Nile River, special stones like granite and quartz that can make electricity when squeezed, and maybe even those Baghdad-like batteries to store energy. Imagine pharaohs harnessing lightning from the gods, lighting up secret chambers, or even talking to the stars. Of course, most experts say it's just a fun story, not proven fact. But it makes you think, what if ancient folks knew more about electricity than we give them credit for? Their inventions lasted through sandstorms and time, tough as old boots. Speaking of ancient mysteries, have you heard of the Ark of the Covenant? That's the famous golden box from the Bible, carried by the Israelites around 3,000 years ago. It was said to hold the 10 Commandments and have amazing powers, like sending out blasts that could knock down walls or strike people dead. Some clever thinkers today guess it might have been like a big capacitor, a device that stores electricity. Picture it lined with gold, inside and out, separated by wood, acting like two plates that build up a charge. Maybe from static in the dry desert air, or even connected to early batteries. Legends say anyone who touched it wrongly got zapped. Was it holy magic or hidden electricity? We'll never know. But it adds a spark of wonder to our battery tale. Those ancient things were built to last forever, enduring wars and journeys without breaking down. As time marched on, like a slow river flowing, people forgot about these old sparks for a while. Fast forward to the 18th century, when curious minds started experimenting again. In 1780, an Italian named Luigi Galvani noticed frog-legs twitching when touched by metal. His friend Alessandro Volta thought it was electricity from the metals, not the frogs. So, in 1800, Volta built the first real battery stack, called the Voltaic Pile. It was a tower of silver and zinc discs, separated by cloth soaked in salty water. Simple, right? This pile made a steady flow of electricity, powering early experiments. Its advantage was being the first reliable source. But the downside? It didn't last long. The chemical reactions fizzled out quickly, and it was messy with leaks. Still, it was durable in a way. You could rebuild it easily. Energy density was low, but back then, it was a miracle. Building on that, in 1836, a British man named John Frederick Danielle improved things with the Danielle Cell. He used copper and zinc in separate jars with acids, connected by a bridge. This stopped the quick fizzling, making a steadier current. Pros: it was more reliable for telegraph machines and early labs. Cons: still heavy and not very powerful. Plus, the acids were dangerous if spilled. Now, let's jump to the big leagues of batteries we still use today. In 1859, a Frenchman named Gaston Planté invented the lead-acid battery. It's like a box with lead plates in sulfuric acid, and you can recharge it over and over. That's huge. Advantages: cheap to make, powerful for starting cars, and very durable. Some last 10 years or more with care. They powered early electric cars and submarines. Downsides: heavy as a rock, can leak acid that's bad for the earth, and they don't like cold weather. Mystique? Well, in the early days, people thought recharging was like magic, bringing dead batteries back to life. Around the same time, inventors dreamed bigger. Enter Thomas Edison, the wizard of invention, in the early 1900s. He created the nickel-iron battery, also called the Edison battery. Pros: super tough. These things could last 50 years or more, handling overcharges and deep drains without dying. Edison used them for electric cars and trains. They were safe, no explosions, and eco-friendly. Cons: lower energy density, meaning less power per pound, so they were heavy. Plus, they cost more upfront. Mystique around Edison. He was like a modern Merlin, battling rivals like Tesla over electricity types. As the 20th century rolled in, like a train picking up speed, batteries got smaller and smarter. In 1940, the nickel-cadmium battery, or NiCd, came along. It used nickel and cadmium in an alkaline mix, rechargeable like lead acid, but portable. Advantages: good for tools and early cordless phones. Durable in tough spots like hot or cold. They even powered space missions like on the moon. Downsides: cadmium is toxic, bad for the environment if not recycled, and they had memory effect. If you didn't fully drain them, they forgot how to hold a full charge. Durability was strong, up to 10 years. Then, in the 1980s, came nickel metal hydride, or NiMH. It replaced cadmium with a safer metal alloy. Pros: higher energy density than NiCd, so more power in the same size. Great for hybrid cars and cameras. But the real game changer: lithium-ion batteries in 1991 from Sony. These use lithium ions moving between carbon and metal oxide layers. Advantages: high energy density. Packs a ton of power into a tiny space. Perfect for phones, laptops, and electric cars. Lightweight, quick to charge, and long-lasting. They've revolutionized our world. Downsides: can overheat and catch fire if damaged. Expensive to make, and lithium mining hurts the environment. Mystique? Oh yes. Early ones were finicky, like temperamental dragons, but now they're everywhere. Let's not forget lithium iron phosphate, or LiFePO4, which popped up in the late 1990s. It's a safer twist on lithium-ion. Pros: super safe, won't burn easily. Great for solar storage and electric bikes. Along the way, there were other fun steps, like alkaline batteries in the 1950s. Not rechargeable, but cheap and long shelf life for toys and remotes. Pros: no leaks, higher energy. Cons: throwaway, adding to waste. Solid-state batteries are the new kids on the block, still developing in the 2020s. They use solid materials instead of liquid. Imagine cars driving 500 miles on one charge. Pros: no leaks, faster charging. And graphene batteries? Experimental, adding carbon sheets for super fast charging. Pros: charge in minutes, last forever. Cons: not ready for stores, costly. Energy density could double today's best. Looking back, old batteries like lead acid and Edison's were champs at durability, lasting decades. But their energy density was low. Now, with lithium, energy density soars, but we trade some toughness for that. We've seen missteps too, like the exploding Samsung phones in 2016. Lithium-ion gone wrong, teaching us safety matters. Or environmental worries. Mining lithium dries up water, but recycling is improving. Mysteries linger. Was Ben Franklin's kite in 1752 inspired by ancient sparks? Or Tesla's wireless power dreams in the 1900s? Each step builds on the last, like chapters in a grand adventure. Friends, we've traveled from clay jars in deserts to sleek cells in your pocket. Batteries store the sun's energy and power our dreams. But the story isn't over. Maybe batteries from air or salt. Endless and clean. Thanks so much for joining this tale. If you enjoyed it, please like this video, drop a comment with your favorite battery fact, and subscribe for more wonders. Don't forget to hit that bell so you never miss an update. See you next time. Keep sparking curiosity.